impression, got you calling out for more. Baby, I'm your new obsession, it's under my control. Dum da 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 da. Yeah, I'll make your head bop. Won't allow that heat drop. Rising up so high, it vibes like I'm on top. I run the night, make it overflow. I run the game, let all of them know. I run the block, it's under control. I run the block, it's under control. Let me teach you a lesson, baby. I got what you want. I make a big impression, got you calling out for more. Baby, I'm your new obsession. It's under my control. Dum da 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 da.
To the city on the left side, throwing up west side, yeah. Slide. To the land outside, top down in a ride, oh yeah. Slide. To the city, big dreams meet Hollywood schemes, oh yeah. Slide. 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 Hit the I-5 going 95 in a VA, switch lanes on a freeway. Hit the 110 going 110 with the top down, run the city like a relay. I had way too many switch on me, man, you never would've thought they friends. I got way too much going to be worried about them, can't worry about them, oh no. Slide. To the city on the left side, throwing up west side, yeah. Slide. To the land outside, top down in a ride, oh yeah. Slide. To the city, big dreams meet Hollywood schemes, oh yeah. Slide, slide, slide.
On the racks laying all on my body, peeking out the window with a shawty. And you know I'm getting rich like I'm Roddy. I'll be so out the way you can't find me. I got one too many thoughts in my head while I'm laying down counting this bread. I got my phone going off, but I can't fall off, so I leave them all red, I know.
Slide. To the city on the left side, throwing up west side, yeah. Slide. To the land outside, top down in a ride, oh yeah. Slide. To the city, big dreams meet Hollywood schemes, oh yeah. Slide, slide, slide.
Ooh, that's that. Ooh, that's fast. What is that? Ooh, that's that. Ooh, that's fast. Yeah, what is that? Ooh,
yeah, we on the way. Whole team know the mission. Gotta focus all senses. Okay. Gassed up, no omission. Eyes on a vision, gotta handle business. Okay. 100 yards on a play. Big dubs on the way. Okay. 2 play, it'll be played. Get up out my face, we are not the same. Get down in the city, I'm back on the base. Gotta get to it, no pain is safe. Running the game, they running away. They running their mouth, you know they are fake. Pick a side, okay. Is you on for the ride? Okay. New kid on the block, next up, best up on the rise. New kid on the block, next up, best up on the rise. We on the way. We on the way. We on the way. We on the way. It's game time, yeah. We on the way.
This is the blueprint. I lay it out like a map for you, no cap for you. Better take notes, this facts for you, real rap for you. Catch me in action, seatbelt fasten. Can you imagine? Tell of a dragon. You'll never get it or get anywhere without all of the passion. Put in the work, multiply that. Straight from the dirt, straight out the mud. Catching a buzz now. This a high with no come down. Tune in for the rundown. Yeah. Ooh, if you want a problem, then come find me. Come find me. Come find me. If you want to work, then come find me. Come find me. Come find me. This might be the moment to blow up and take my throne. Chills down, all down my spine, feel it through my bones. This might be the moment to blow up and take my throne. Might be the moment to blow up and take my throne. Don't chase what you can't handle. Type to dismantle what's in the way. I gotta chill, but keeping it real, I'm always hungry, hunting for a plate. Refills ain't coming too easy. Be still so the ops don't see me. Trust and believe me, I'm about to take what's mine. Typical selfish and greedy. Ooh, if you want a problem, then come find me. Come find me. Come find me. Ooh, if you want the work, then come find me. Come find me. Come find me. Come find me. This might be the moment to blow up and take my throne. Chills down, all down my spine, feel it through my bones. This might be the moment to blow up and take my throne. Might be the moment to blow up and take my throne.
돼서 멈출 수 없어 날개를 펼쳐 이제 나도 love in my desire 뜨거운 내 심장 끝없이 다 번져가 모든 걸 걸어 이제 I'm on my way no feel no delay no doubt in my mind 모두가 봐 we're just getting started 흔들리지 않아 oh 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 세상 위로 날아 I'm on my way 모두가 놀라 we're taking over hey 지금 이 순간 우린 on ready this is my way 이제 멈추지 않아 no retreat oh 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 I'm on my way 너만 네가 불가능한 없어 hey 시간은 내 편 make it look good this is my way 이제 나를 믿어봐 no defeat oh 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 넘치는 그 energy you let it flow 한번 지켜봐봐 우리의 glow no stopping now we done this right we unstoppable side by side hey hey 기다림 끝났어 내 안에 힘을 모두가 놀라 we're moving fast forward we're burning up no doubt in my mind 모두가 봐 we're just getting started 흔들리지 않아 oh 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 세상 위로 날아 I'm on my way 모두가 놀라 we're taking over hey 지금 이 순간 우린 on ready this is my way 이제 멈추지 않아 no retreat oh 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 I'm on my way 너만 네가 불가능한 없어 hey 시간은 내 편 make it look good this is my way 이제 나를 믿어봐 no defeat oh 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 That's all I know That's all I know That's all
Hey, I'm going out of legend. When you hear my name, you gon' respect it, cause I did it every time that I said it. Boy, I'm going out of legend. I've been working 24/7. They ain't give me nothing easy, so I had to go and get it. I'm a legend. They gon' try to act like we ain't had it. They can't overlook the way we made it happen, so I'm going out of legend. That's why I'm going out of legend. Yeah, I'm going out of legend.
Hey yo, homie, if I don't get a blue face bill, I never kick it like a Luke Kane hill. I'ma grind no matter the repertoire, it's a true great skill. Never mad at homie, you hate still, but I'm a legend, I'm not running from nothing. I'm locked, loaded and dumping. I cooked up in the private, then I showed it in public, huh? You see me rocking and not double the budget, huh? Winning the topic, I stopped, we hit the summit, huh? Yeah. Get a ring, then do it again. Win the team, man, shoot in the gym. Billie Jean to the coupe in the Benz. I'm a 1, 2, 3, and a 10. All slots, man, all stops, man. I ain't giving up nothing to them. Y'all tuck it in, man.
Hey, I'm going out of legend. When you hear my name, you gon' respect it, cause I did it every time that I said it. Boy, I'm going out of legend. I've been working 24/7. They ain't give me nothing easy, so I had to go and get it. I'm a legend. They gon' try to act like we ain't had it. They can't overlook the way we made it happen, so I'm going out of legend. That's why I'm going out of legend. Yeah, I'm going out of legend.
Yeah. Let me talk to my yo. Legends carry homies, legends that's be holy. Legends carry trophies like Steph and Larry Kobe. Legends master police, fan but legends pass the proceeds. Trenches, gats and rollies, vengeance, ratchets, blast and brokey. Never send me OP fam, I sent them cats below me. Now I pray to Jesus out the trap, I'm out my soul free. Legends prowling grow seeds, legends crown the goat breed. Legends ask for souls lead in the trenches, got the smoky. I'm in with gas for dope bleed. In the trap they clap the cold streets. Legendary status, flow be everlasting, rapping black and catch me snapping.
Hey, I'm going out of legend. When you hear my name, you gon' respect it, cause I did it every time that I said it. Boy, I'm going out of legend. I've been working 24/7. They ain't give me nothing easy, so I had to go and get it. I'm a legend. They gon' try to act like we ain't had it. They can't overlook the way we made it happen, so I'm going out of legend. That's why I'm going out of legend. Yeah, I'm going out of legend.
참 bluff 데이진 내 runway 날 보는 눈빛 on sway 너의 끝까지 따라올래 벌써 far away 본능적인 all in start getting bright 영원히 피는 불 burning high 멈추지 않아 feel my fire 눈부신 빛 is my time 눈에 담긴 my own way 빛나는 길로 달려갈래 feel the breeze calling me set me free let it be 더 크게 외쳐 이 순간 my choice you know now right this is my voice oh oh doing boom boom step aside crystal clear all eyes on me crown skills and loyalty oh 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 we take the stage turn it up 내 세계를 밤마다 올라 fly high 우린 끝을 몰라 길을 만들어 ain't no lie 난 매 순간 또 저는 never retreat like this my beat keep my focus sharp 멈추지 마 repeat 높이 날아 my sky is the start my rhythm is fire it's the piece of art 네가 넘볼 수 없는 flow masterpiece of art keep it raw 내 이름 history raw 멈추지 않아 feel my fire 눈부신 빛 is my time 눈에 담긴 my own way 빛나는 길로 달려갈래 feel the breeze calling me set me free let it be 더 크게 외쳐 이 순간 my choice you know now right this is my voice oh oh zooming boom boom step aside crystal clear all eyes on me crown skills and loyalty oh 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 we take the stage oh 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 zooming boom boom step aside crystal clear all eyes on me crown skills and loyalty oh 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 we take the stage I stood my ground and it's no surprise that you folded. You thought you had control, but you realized you couldn't hold it. I offered peace, you wanted a problem, and now you've got one. Power looks good to the eyes when you have none. Are you ready? Are you willing? Make a stand, make a killing. Are you ready? Are you willing? Make a stand, make a killing. My game, my rules, my design. Let's see if you can make it out alive. Your hate, your fear, and desire push you right into my fingers. Now our worlds collide. Everything and leave you nowhere to hide. Your freedom is your price. My game, my rules, my design. Look at you and take a look again at the empty space where you once had lovers and friends. Like a desert, it's dry and bare. Heroes live and legends never die. You missed that chance 1,000 times. You put yourself in this place. Now it's up to you to survive. Are you ready? Are you willing? Make a stand, make a killing. Are you ready? Are you willing? Make a stand, make a killing. taste the dirt in my mouth. You can drag me, you can kill me, to try to stomp the flame out. Oh, angel sound echoes in the darkest hour. You can hunt me and you can have me, but you have no power. It's coming over the horizon like the burning sun. Oh, let there be silence for the ones we drew our courage from. This is salvation. I can see mercy on the hill. Don't let your faith dim. There is a light the darkness can never hide. Holding the line, bound by the rough thread of hope. Yeah, we've got blood in the fight, and we won't stop till you're empty of both. Oh, oh, this is our century. All together, and we won't let go. This is salvation. I can see mercy on the hill. Your faith in there is a light the darkness can never hide. This is salvation. I can see mercy on the hill. Your faith in there is a light the darkness can never This is salvation. I can see mercy on the hill. Your faith in there is a light the darkness can never hide. This is salvation. I can see mercy on the hill. Your faith in there is a Oh, there is a light the darkness can never kill.
Set a course for the great unknown. Say goodbye to this worldly home. Called us fools bound for the grave, but we will never bow to the throne. So turn your eyes to the open sea, a voice that howls and calls for me. Where horizon reaches reaches its end, that's where we will be. That's where we will be. To the end. We won't fall or fall. Hear the ancient call. If death will show its face to us, we will rise up and stand tall. Never fear the end. We won't break or bend. If death will reveal its face to us, we will chase it to the end. They will speak of the things we've done. Burn like fire, shine like the sun. Cut our names so deep in the stones that the damage can't be undone. They will never try to understand why you were meant to take the hand of a legacy destined for open ears and a heart built for this land. You were built for this land. We won't fall or fall. Hear the ancient call. If death will show its face to us, we will rise up and stand tall. Never fear the end. We won't break or bend. If death will reveal its face to us, we will chase it to the end. We won't fall or fall. Hear the ancient call. If death will show its face to us, we will rise up and stand tall. Never fear the end. We won't break or bend. If death will reveal its face to us, we will chase it to the end. Set a course for the great unknown. Say goodbye to this worldly home. They called us fools bound for the grave, but we will never bow to the throne. We will never bow to the throne.
Tell me, what do you see? What does fate have in store for me? Will I stand or do I run? Will they call me the chosen one? Will 1,000 soldiers chant my name? Or am I to be lost in the flames? Do you see me upon a throne with the ones I love? Or do I fight alone? We fight until we fall. We fight until we fall. Together, one not to be lost in the flames. Do you see me upon a throne with the ones I love, or do I fight alone? We fight until we fall.
Hello everyone, welcome to Division 1 semi-finals, Old and Washed versus Team BALS. I have with me tonight Grunky, Peep and Catsbee to join on cast.
Hello. Good to be here. Good to make another appearance here deep in the playoffs at OBL Season 2. Got some interesting lineups ahead of us, but I will let Catsbee introduce himself as well.
Yeah, hi guys, it's me, it's your boy. Excited, ready for this action-packed adventure. Considering I am going to be a little bit biased here, I'm going to be representing, I guess, my side of Old and Wash. That's Harry Dean with me on the series. Hey, get into it, though. Exciting. Noticing these little extra slides that we've got going on. Someone care to explain?
Oh, yes. I thought we'd, it's the playoffs. It's represent the players a little bit more. But yeah, so obviously we've got this spinning cat right here, which is representative of my brain. That's what's going on inside of my head. Switching over to this, what I love about Team BALS is their drafting. And since Irk155 has come in, halfway through the split, he has really revitalized the side of Team BALS and just given them that extra edge in the drafting and in game. He's an aggressive player. He's all over the map. I've had the pleasure of being on the same rift as him, and as a mid laner, he is like a jungle pet for his mid laner. He just is abusing you in that mid lane, finding amazing angles on these weird picks, the pike, the Silas, the rumble, and just absolutely bringing a lot of character to this side of Team BALS. And then someone like Ina, who just plays stock standard really well. They play these Malzahars, high CC champs that really enable Irk, and those two players paired up together, just really cool 1-2 punch from Team BALS. And then obviously Harry D, we all know him, we all love him. He is a MacBook player, and he's probably one of the better MacBook players that I know of, but as you see with the stats below, he is, absolutely dominating statistically in the league this split. I was very excited for him at the start of the season, and since being on stage, he has really translated a lot of his mechanical skill to wins.
Alright, we're gonna just jump right on over to draft. These guys are ready to go. Yeah, cracking on.
They certainly are ready. I mean, we've already seen bans underway. I mean, we've already seen, Nefuri being taken away. Sarah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think the Mimic will play Seraphine in the bot lane sometime. And by sometimes I mean often.
I mean, Old and Wash are getting rid of Seraphine, so I mean, I imagine it'd be taken away from Golden, no? Doesn't Golden crazy?
Am I thinking wrong?
Old and Wash the red side, so
the nameplates.
I've got the nameplates wrong, sorry.
My brain was sitting there going, hold up. I'm trying to...
See, here I was thinking I got it all right, but actually no, I've got it all wrong.
So looking at these bans, the Nivea and the Renekton obviously aimed at Agraha. He is filling in today, and those are two of his premier champions. So they're looking to take comfort away from potentially the weakest player on this Old and Wash roster. And that's not taking anything away. Agraha is a weapon in his own right, but attacking that champion pool, taking away a little bit of the comfort, is just going to throw him off kilter, especially in a stressful situation like now. And then that Soltex Neferi is definitely something you want to be wary of. And then Mimic picking up that first pick Sivir pretty much pairs with any support, so that's going to help out Urk when he decides on what kind of banana strategy he wants to whip out.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it also just shows like the confidence to also like first pick, like I guess you could say an ADC into like a blind comp. Like you're not too sure what the enemy team are going to respond with. Granted, Sivir is one of those ADCs that can kind of mellow in many drafts, but nah, I respect it. Like to blind pick an ADC, I love it. It opens up quite a bit for your team, respectfully.
Absolutely, and Urk, he doesn't spend much time in lane, and Sivir doesn't mind just soaking up waves, cutting those waves down with the boomerang, and just getting everything sorted. But yeah, if you're just joining us, we'll obviously have to go through all the players. We've got two lineups, just like a barbershop. We've got Eve St. Laurent in the top lane, Goon Baggy in the jungle, Ina will be settling in at the mid lane, Mimic and Urk are in the bot lane to round out Team BALS. And Squintbee, do you want to introduce the players on Old and Wash, seeing you got a little bit of a connection with them?
Oh God, calling me Squintbee and not Catsbee. It's diabolical. Then again, that's my Discord. I'm squinting as I say this, but I mean, hey, that would be quite perfect for an Old and Wash crew lineup. As we've got Agraha, the sub, the man, really keen to see what he's going to bring into the top side. Soltex jumping in on that jungle tool. We will be seeing Harry D, the MacBook representative, in the mid lane. And we've got Selfish on the ADC role, very exciting, fun-packed action player. Then we've got golden features to finish up the lineup on the support role.
So
yeah, and I really, obviously Harry is a really big part of this roster, but I really like the bot lane for Old and Wash. Selfish is a very great player, really consistent and always pulling it out. And then golden features, a mainstay here at OBL and always packing a punch in the bot lane. But just as we are talking, a little bit of a Silas has come through, and we do know that this Silas can be support.
I think this Silas is definitely support. I don't think. I mean, you look at Ina's normal champs, and they're like not as like flame, but they're like handless champs. They're TF. It's Annie. It's Galio. The Silas is a hands champ. So it would be straying a little bit from Ina's signature picks. And like I don't think there's any world in which Urk's letting anyone else have his Silas.
Yep, definitely a good call. And there are some really nice ults for him to take straight off the bat. The Cyclone and then the Grand Entrance from the Rakan. So yeah, really nice ults that they can take and use as an engage to go alongside Goonbaggy's Amumu. Or is it a mid Silas and support Amumu?
Syndra ban?
Yep, Syndra ban. I mean, that Scatter the Weak is really good against engage. Yeah, I like the Syndra ban. Harry's also very good on Syndra.
I was going to say, I've only ever seen him play like unhinged freak stuff, so I've never seen him play like a regular like mage in the mid lane or anything like that. I think the last time I cast Harry D, we had AP Zinzao mid lane.
Oh, that was the time to be alive. That was a game though.
I mean, it was a
pick up MVP.
Yeah, it was a banger. He ran the show.
And Yves Saint Laurent hasn't picked yet, so taking away two very heavy carry options with his Fiora and his Gwen will probably put him back onto more of a facilitative pick. They're just blinding the Ornn because very easy to blind an Ornn with Fiora and Gwen gone. So Agraha's probably feeling safe with this draft.
Ooh.
The Scion probably going to do exactly the same. Get that one locked in. I like the Scion quite a lot, especially against against this Amumu and the Silas. I feel like giving the Silas an Ornn ult is not great, whereas the Scion ult takes a little bit more finesse.
I mean, it will allow, I guess, because I probably do see support Silas being a little more that rotation, which honestly, I ain't against it. But that's because I'm also a Silas support freak. I absolutely play the hell out of that in solo queue, so apologies to any ADC that ever gets me, because I will be leaving your lane, and I will be playing with my jungler and getting other people ahead instead. But I will say that Mundo, not necessarily a bad pick as well to kind of pick into it. You're going to have to get something a little bit more frontliney up.
that kind of works well and can synergize with the Silas and Mumu. But I mean, I'm also kind of liking majority of Olden Wash's draft. It's like they know when you see, let's say, a Silas being picked up here, you want to play something that kind of like matches that said same tempo by keeping it, in that melee range lockup. And I mean, Zaya is a perfect ADC that quite literally wants that. They want people to go in. They want to literally try nuke and obliterate. And I mean, look, they're going to be finalizing it though, potentially with a victory here, which again, not necessarily bad to really equalize everything. You've got the magnet field, which works very well with the Cyclone Strikes off the Wukong, you're just meaning Smash from Sion. All in all, I mean, I don't know. I'm very biased here, but I'm very much liking Olden Wash's comp just as a whole collectively.
Yeah, Olden Wash, it looks like they got all the pieces you really want in a nice complete team comp. But looking over at Team Bulls, they've got a Team Bulls team comp, They've got
They really do. I don't quite know what to make of it.
I mean, Ina does really great with champions that can mega hard shove lane, and also once you hit 6, you have awesome gank setup, which means that Urk is going to be able to make his way into that mid lane and really put some pressure on. These guys are wild cards when it comes to their draft, and I think they've really, been able to get their character out in this one. So, typically, I was thinking, it would be so awesome because they did blind that Malzahar. What you do is you chuck the Scion in the mid lane, and that Scion just gets so accelerated off of killing all of the Malzahar Ws that it just goes crazy. But then thinking, putting Harry on mid Scion duty would be a little bit scary in terms of using your best player just as Scion. So, yeah, there's that toss up, but other great picks into the mid lane Malzahar is the TF and the Smolder because you just stack so quickly. But Victor doesn't have too many bad lanes, so just send him in.
I guess my question here is if Urk is gonna leave and play through other lanes, who are they gonna strong side the Mundo, or are they actually just gonna play through bot lane? Like, what's the move here?
I think honestly, because the Amumu's going to have quite a rough early game in terms of clearing and stuff. He can just roam around with the Amumu, make sure he gets at least one of the scuttles. Even is able to invade and put some pressure onto this Wukong because the Zaya and Rakan can't really do too much into the Sivir. Save the spell shield for the Rakan knock up, and you're pretty much all good in lane. You don't mind farming under tower that much. So yeah, just could use that piece. But one thing I am worried about is there's a lot of magic damage on the side of Team Bulls, and if Agrahar is able to get just a little bit of magic resist, I don't see anyone really killing the Scion come late game. That's
probably fair. Although I will say Amumu's eaten good with that Abyssal Mask this game. It's a great Abyssal Mask angle, I reckon, when you've got a whole lot of magic damage.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, Wukong is not eating good with his passive because he likes as many AD dealers as possible. And it's all going to be a lot of AP stuff, but I mean, Team Bulls' team comp is just frustrating to play against. It just looks so annoying. There's so many different things. Pieces of CC, you got to watch out for the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Got to watch out for who Ina's going to be ulting on the Malzahar. And then there's just going to be a Mundo beelining it to this Victor and the Zaya. So, interesting turn of events. And I think Urk's definitely in a position this game to take over and be the difference maker.
Well, it seems like there's going to be a lot of work then applying onto Urks here. Because, I mean, 100%, we do sit here go, yeah, sure, Mundo might be able to kind of run in a little bit with, but that's if they get, I guess you could say, the perfect lineup. Because I'm going to be honest, having to walk through a Rakan, a Wukong, and a Sion, you literally have your 3 big bodyguards that ultimately have very capable CC capabilities. You got the Sion Q. He does also have his just typical slow. You've got the Wukong that can literally double clone Cyclone into it as well. And I mean, Rakan with the extra range matchup with Zaya, where he's going to be able to, just dance away, grand entrance. He's got the quickness to literally float about within the play that he can. I do see Team Bowls, for them, they have to put a lot of extra work to really shine in this game. And I won't disagree. I probably do feel like, Urk's probably going to have to play a little bit with the Amumu to really get the Amumu scaling going, because if at any stage, the Amumu starts to fall a little bit behind in the jungle matchup, it really screams disastrous for the side of Team BALS.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how it plays out. From my perspective, though, if the Mundo is soaking any damage, it kind of means that the Sivir is going to be free hitting. And getting to that point, it's a really great late game insurance for the side of Team BALS having that Sivir. Whereas, the Silas is the early game. He's going to be trying to run the early game. The Mumu and the Mundo and the Malzahar definitely scales really nicely. So, see Team BALS trying to make this one go, to those later elder fights and that kind of stuff. I think they're going to benefit from that. Whereas Old and Wash, they really just want to group and get some really clean team fights up. They want a clean game with this comp, and Team BALS want as messy of a game as possible.
True. And look, it's very true. And I mean, I guess if there's people that you still wouldn't want to get lining up, though, is going to be either the Zaya or the Victor. But I mean, again, that's just kind of like stock standard, right? That's like literally the two main carries here. Where I guess on Team BALS, you can almost give golds to, I guess, almost anyone, and they can kind of run the game around however they wish. Look, very excited because, look, it is a very unorthodox comp. I will agree with you there that I guess when I look at it, I sit here and go, question mark, what am I going to do? What am I going to try and focus and really try and lock up with and try and keep these clean? But I think Vision's going to have to be a very big part here, because they have to know that this Silas has to be like a roaming king. Like, he's going to be out and about. So I'm really, I guess, interested to see how Old and Wash play that in the terms of either keeping things visioned out, or do they try and, maybe mirror potentially the walking with the Silas. There's I guess, a couple of things you could look into doing. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure I like the Malzahar the more I think about it. But, we will see if he manages to pull it off in an interesting way. I just think it's one of those picks where, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like into that sort of team fighting, he's only going to really get the opportunity to ult the Wukong or the Scion in these team fights.
I mean, but that's it. I mean, that's kind of like to my little point earlier, right? It's like there's so much that I feel like Old and Wash have built into their comp that, I'm sorry, like either carry are going to be perfectly happy not to be literally getting nethergrass by the Malzahar. And the Malz is just going to have to point blank pick whoever's in front of him. And I guess Sivir has to lock in with that. But again, you got a Zaya who is literally does pretty well into most of these comps. Like, to most of the, not even say the comps, sorry, into these champs. Like, she is literally that ADC that wants to be close and up in the front of it. And I don't know if they don't get the right setup, I don't know. I feel like Old and Wash can really zone out with it.
Yeah, we won't be able to see how it unfolds until we get on the Rift, but only 3 more seconds of spectator delay will be keeping us and the viewers between some Rift action. And looks like we are going to be making our way onto the Rift for Game 1 of Team BALS versus Old and Washed. We've got the returning champions. I don't think the roster composes of much of last year's championship team, but in name they are still champions. And the sort of perennial underdogs of the league, well, of the second half of the season, I was mentioning coming in and really revitalizing this team. And it's taken them all the way to the semi-finals against our reigning champions.
Uh-oh.
Now, yeah, which is a pretty cool storyline, I think.
All right, let me just fiddle with some settings real quick.
The history that is, I guess, that could be in the making for this. But I mean, hey, it's going to be a pretty banger series. It has to be, and it's going to mean a lot for both teams.
Starting off with a bit of fun, I don't think the stream has caught up, but they are expending some CC to try and get a topside vision play going. To get the flash out of Soltex, they know he's starting on this top side, which means this Amumu is going to be mirroring his path, which basically means that he's not going to get invaded. He doesn't need to worry about the bottom side of his jungle going to shit. And that also means that Urk is going to be helping him, while Mimic is getting zoned off of the first minion wave.
Yeah, and sorry, correct me. What am I saying is literally the abduct's going to get landed onto Selfish right now. Already dropped to literally no man's land of HP there. Ignite was used up. And yeah, I think knowing the viewership, I was going to say, Soltex already having to burn Flash this early into the game, that's a bit of a yikes.
I mean, I personally don't think it's too crazy. He's playing for that level 6, he's playing for the Triforce spike and that kind of stuff, so as long as Urk doesn't keep going into the jungle, Urk's looking for a big play here, but he's getting turned onto by Selfish. Selfish picks up the first blood. It's turning onto Mimics. Mimics is going to trade that one back. Golden Features is going to trot on out of there. Lethal Tempo is stacked, but a 1-for-1 starting off this bot lane. We knew that Urk came to play, but damn, that was a really crazy level 1.
I mean, he's literally setting the pace for it, and I mean, he's just doing what Silas support players do, you know? Once you hit the chain, you're literally going full hard commit, and once you get level 2, yeah, we're going to go and continue the pressure even further. And I mean, look, for a 1-for-1 setup there, not necessarily too bad. I mean, look, keep Sivir getting solo XP, which is, I guess, what Sivir is going to want there. Mimic, you know, picking up the kill as well, which Selfish also got a kill in response. I mean, hey, it's going to keep it going, not overly too bad. And I mean, already see where Urk is right now. He's hovering mid, which could look for a little bit of gank here. So the chain's going to be landing up in there. Harry may have to flash, potentially not. Going to ghost it away. Ina not really there to maximize it, but that'll allow that little tempo there now for stoppage.
Yeah, and I think now Golden Features is going to be well aware, hey, we need to get some wards into this bottom side river to make sure that we're keeping track of this Urk character. Because, I mean, this Amumu is probably not going to be creeping up on too many lanes. We see some nice trading is going on in the top lane. Can Agraha get the first blood? He does flash and get the grass proc onto the Mundo. Agraha coming in with hands swinging onto a big Titan in the top lane in YSL.
I gotta learn to observe and operate this camera, because directed cam is like, all right, he's dead, I'm out of here.
That's all good. If the action's gone, I don't really need to see the Scion farming anymore waves.
Perfect.
But good trades going on. Urk is getting caught in the middle of the feathers. Is going to take a huge chunk of damage, but Mimic is looking healthy as well. They are trying to keep this Silas support really unhealthy, so, you know, the more trading that they can keep him locked into in lane, the less roaming he can do.
I think something that kind of interests me a little bit to me, what can I even say? Can I get a word? That's Random. It's going to be landing up in there. Recall the feathers. Literally
Selfish.
blows us.
Yeah. No respect for the Silas. Just, I think that's how you got to play it. You got to realize, like, hey, look, this is a support Silas. There's only so much damage he can do. He can catch us off guard once, maybe twice, but, you know, third time, no bueno.
Something I want to point out too is that Selfish has opted for a cull here. And like he's at this point he's pretty accelerated, like he's quite ahead quite early, and so, you know, a cull on top of that, there's going to come a point where you know, if Team Balls can't get something back now or very shortly, then Selfish is going to be a lot of gold up and become
it's
very
a smart
difficult.
it's a smart insurance policy, because they think, you know, is Mimic just going to sit here and play safe under tower and farm? Well, if he is, I'm going to make more money off of that than he is with the cull. So smart option there. I really do like that, especially for lanes where the person is potentially going to be a lot weaker than you. Urk is, you know, doing Urk things and going in, as we see the sad mummy is poking his head onto our screens for the first time. Agraha pressuring this top lane.
Had to flash away. Selfish
Yeah,
there.
Selfish.
Dodge the bandage toss. Yeah.
It's a nice place. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all the Amumu can do right now, is throw a couple bandage tosses out and hope and pray, but a dive is being set up. Soltex is hunting for Mimics here. They're going to go under tower here. The feathers are being lined up. Mimic with a really nice barrier to block the attacks. 1 kill goes over. 2 kills go over to Bulls, and the dive is going horribly wrong. Soltex can definitely not 2v1 these two. He might be able to get a kill onto Urk, but the Amumu damage is insane, and Urk picks up a kill as well. Ooh, a disastrous play. And they knew the Amumu was bot side, so it was just a bit of a risk for absolutely no payoff.
Yeah, I don't even know if you really even needed to do that. And I mean, I guess if you were, I feel like Selfish just maybe lightly hit the trigger too soon, and he was the one tanking tower. It wasn't on Soltex, it wasn't on Golden Feature, so they literally had no damage coming in from Selfish. He just had to run away a little bit here, but I mean, right now we've got Saint just having a little bit of a tank matchup here against the Agraha. A couple of more cleavers could maybe cost it through. Q goes a little bit wide there from Agra. And I don't know, it's still going. It's still a little bit of a...
He doesn't have mana. Oh,
Hey,
it's Soltex.
well done.
I need a hero, and Soltex is that hero there. You know, coming in the way of a good tank battle, and, you know, YSL's not starting this one off too hot.
Yeah, I think that really the idea behind that bot lane dive is probably like if they pull that dive off, it feels like Siva's game is almost over at that point. Like she's at that point she's 1 and 2. Selfish should have 4 kills.
Going in for the fight here, level 6 for Selfish. Does get the flash out of Urk, is pressuring really nicely onto both of these laners.
We got Ina though coming from the back.
Oh, the Ina's just poking his head around, and obviously got a good shove off mid. Felt like he could come and poke his head around. But, I mean, Harry D is such a formidable laner. And Malzahar's the perfect champ where, you know, you don't need to beat him, you just need to push him in.
Quite literally it there. I mean, that's it. It's just going to be, I'm going to push my wave, continue it back to front. But I mean, I guess Victor necessarily isn't, I guess, too upset with that though. Like, I'll be honest, you know, because you just get to stack up a little bit more, obviously for your passive there, get to upgrade your items there with augments. I mean, he's already got, you know, his death ray literally augmented up at this stage, and I guess depending on it, he could be, I guess, halfway potentially onto his second, depending on how he's been farming that perspective. I mean, look, Dragon's currently up at the moment. I mean, we've got mostly resets from both teams occurring. Still feel like we're not going to yet see a Dragon fight yet. Potentially soon, just not now.
Yeah, Eves is building a little bit of prior in this top lane. I could see Goonbaggy going up to try and smack down these Grubs, because Grubs with the Mundo is really good. Mundo is going to be taking the Demolish, is probably going to be getting a Titanic Hydra at some point, so his tower cutting ability will be exceptional. I do think they are aware of the fact that Soltex is on this dragon, so yep, here we go. Amumu has made his way over to the Grubs, so just a bit of a cross-map play. I don't think that Soltex will be able to get there in time to contest this, but that is all good because the Amumu and the Malzahar are taking these quite handedly.
I think the flip side of this is Mountain Drake is good here. I mean, for anyone at any point, right? But especially for Agrahar on the top side, being able to pick a Mountain Drake up and just... You can, like, turbo weak side this guy now, because he's just getting that little bit of extra value out of his tank items. So, you know, I suppose Mundo getting a little bit accelerated by the Grubs. The flip side is that the Scion gets to be an even better weak side now.
Oh, Ina getting caught out here. Really nice trade. Might also go down to the Chaos Storm, 1 HP. Ticking away there. But he did hold his flash, he did hold his ghost, so he was supremely confident that he was going to slide out of that one. But that will mean there's... Oh, he does find the Cyclone onto Ina! And caught lacking with the shopkeeper open. He was looking for some deals in the shop, but found the grey screen instead. Really nice heads-up play by Soltex there.
I mean, I very much do like it as well. I mean, look, Goonbaggy as well is just on their wolves, not really there fully able to kind of support that in the terms of keeping his member alive. And I mean, I guess Ina thought, you know, sitting a bit further back behind tower, still just wasn't going to be enough there. But I mean, we're already going to see Soltex though with a Triforce, which is moderatively scary, actually, I'm going to say, for this early in the game.
I mean, that's his first big power spike out of the two. Next will be the Sundered Sky. But 10-minute Triforce, you're feeling pretty happy with that one.
I just want to take a minute to shout out Agrahar, who has, or had, the largest individual gold lead on his team. He's doing really well for someone who is, you know, stepping in. I imagine he's been scrimming with them a little bit, maybe during the week, but otherwise, you know, stepping into a largely unfamiliar team at a higher level than he's played, you know, in the OBL previously. except for an emergency sub game last week. So I think, big props to him for not only hanging on, but seemingly doing very, very well.
He's definitely in the runnings for one of the most improved players in the league. He started off being the guy who played Ash top, and now he's really blossomed into a solidified Div 1 player. He's in the playoffs now, and he's up on, one of the better top laners in the league right now. I mean, this split, we've been absolutely spoiled with great top lane talent, and, adding Agraha to that list might spice things up a little bit, but I do think that the Scion really enjoys this lane early. It's when this Mundo can get the Warmogs, can get the Heartsteel, and can really just sit in the side lane that it becomes a little bit of an issue for the Scion.
I mean, he's just going to be focusing off ultimate there, just to keep himself a little bit still healthy there. I mean, Shane is going to go a little bit wide onto Selfish there. Will not be locking it in. Q will not also landing from Mimic. But I mean, we've seen a few pings here in the mid lane. I mean, we can literally see golden features coming up with Soltex right now. This could be a potential dive aspect happening. We've also got Aggro on the top.
Still a flash and a ghost from Ina. I don't think he's going to be under too much pressure, as he is going to be able to equalize the wave state. But yeah, look at this nice ward line that's being built up from Old and Wash down on this bot side. Very soon, they're going to be able to catch out this Amumu on some camps, and I think they might have already found him. Nope, they have scared him off of the camps, which is really good for Soltex's clearing. But, this Amumu is 1, 0, and 2, but we haven't seen too much of him.
He's currently 1, 0, and 2 with Leandros already, and I mean, right now, Self is going for a little bit of a standard 1v1 in the ADC lineup. Apps exceptionally just kind of blue Mimic there. But I mean, this is just your little stock standard little plays here. Need to be careful. In case the recall of the feathers was there, but it wasn't. Just gets to kind of, I guess, accept it.
I want to draw some attention here quickly to the gold lead that's just slowly built up on the bot lane here. Selfish now up 1,000 gold, and that's obviously because
he's... From Agrahan, the top lane, Yves Saint Laurent does not have any steroids to pump in his butt. But, the flash pop of the W from Agraha. He's feeling himself tonight.
Holy Scion statement game. He's out here. What I was going to say is his cull has paid out and been sold. And so he's eaten good.
But I mean, you're going to be seeing another cull being procced very soon there. I mean, from Agraha. I mean, he's 149 right now. And what am I saying? We've dropped into a
tech pause.
As we do here in OCD, everyone pauses, but... it will be the Warmogs in the top lane for the Mundo, so he is going to be able to sit in that lane. I don't think there are going to be many solo kills coming from the Scion anymore. Fingers crossed, unless Agraha has something crazy up his sleeve. But, yeah, I think transitioning into these team fights, this Scion is going to be almost like impossible to deal with. There's a lot of DPS with the Mumu, with the Malzahar, but it's not going to cut through the Scion that quickly, especially if he is able to get his Unending Despair, able to get some Merc Treads. He'll be able to threaten a lot of this backline, and mostly what he wants to do is soak up skill shots. He wants to get the chains from the Silas hitting him instead of his team, the bandage tosses hitting him instead of the team. All those things like that is going to make, Selfish's job and Harry's job so much easier.
I mean, it certainly will, but I mean, even on that, I mean, on the side of Old and Wash, he literally got 3 Merc Tread buys. I mean, Harry D's already gone for the upgraded Merc Treads too, so having a little bit of extra MR under his belt is exceptionally nice there, considering, a fairly heavy, I guess you could say, AP lead side from the team of BALS there. So, I mean, they're all literally kind of like synced up and linked together, really. And I mean, in almost every single laner, I guess, on the side of Old and Wash are about a K gold ahead. I think it was only really mid lane that necessarily isn't that far ahead in the terms of, being there by a grand. But, I mean, already for this early, though, to be ahead by like 3.2k, I don't know, it just feels like it's slowly coming out of the grass for the side of BALS. But I guess, look, we haven't seen the team fighting yet, so something could maybe happen where if they get that right, Curse of the Sad Mummy, ultimate there for the team to really dive in together,
could maybe still set I don't know, I guess a potential pace to turn it a little bit more in their favored side. But I don't know, feel like we got some little bit of Silas action in the early game, but has unfortunately started to dwindle a little bit in the late game. But I mean, hey, we are going to be loading back in very soon. And just for those that have just tuned in, usually when we do unpause, a little bit of a pause here. I guess the Riot client has a little bit of a heart attack. So we might just need, a few little bit extra seconds just to have that fix itself.
That's what that noise was. I was wigging out that whole time going, what is that random, like, it sounded like hi-hats in the background. It was a Mumu crying.
We are setting up for a big team fight here. Mumu has used his first bandage toss onto the dragon. Urk is looking for an angle on the back. Huge Curse of the Sad Mummy hits 2. And there's a lot of CC around. There's a lot of things spinning around the map. But it looks like Olden Wash have been able to pick up a couple kills. We have lagged a bit. The feathers come back and cut down the side of Team Balls. The Amumu's in the back line. The Mundo's running all over the show. And it is just Harry D and Agrahar with Inna and Eve St. Laurent. The top laners and the mid laners are going to war. Eve St. Laurent is trying to run down Harry under this tower. Agrahar, he's a tanky boy himself, but he's not going to be pushed around. The gravity well does go down and stuns the Mundo rather. In a big team fight and a dragon taken for Olden Washed. It looked like a pretty even team fight, but as soon as that the dust settled, the Silent was full HP and Harry D was running rampant.
I mean, you gotta be, if you're looking at building a Div 2 or a Div 1 team even next season, but I suppose really Div 2, you gotta be looking at Agrahar going, holy moly, this guy's stocks right now are about to go through the roof. This is like pre-AI boom tech stocks is what Agrahar is right now.
And Urk is being caught out, his aggression being turned against him this game. And I wonder what this does to the confidence of Team Balls. Usually Urk is running the map, but right now he's 1-4. He's a little bit behind the pace of the game. Oh, a flash near the grass. This is some insane mechanics right now from Inga, but unfortunately they have read the play perfectly. Oh, he gets him in the end though. So yeah, as we see, that is the pinnacle of gameplay there on Malzahar. Flash ulting Harry D.
I mean, what more do you want in a Malzahar game? He's hit really his mechanical ceiling there. So, beautiful stuff.
Getting pressured under his own tower. His tower is probably not soon for this world unless Urk can pull something out of the hat. Yeah, I did not get to see exactly what Urk was able to do in that last team fight, but I'm assuming that's the reason why we saw 4 cyclones going on, or 3 cyclones going on rather.
Yeah, it was a good cyclone to kind of pick up there on from Urk. It did knock up 2 members, but I mean, unfortunately, once the recall of the feathers literally came in from Selfish, latching 3 targets, it kind of just literally nuked Bowls in that fight. Like, everyone that was there perfectly lined up, and I mean, literally going to see a Grand Slam happen onto Ina right now. He's literally going to be taken away there. Like, that is just a recipe for disaster. Agrahar on a killing spree, playing like a madman at this point in time.
Yeah, weak side who this Scion has the biggest individual gold lead on the map again.
Yeah, as you see there, like with Malzahar, you don't really have much else to do apart from shoving waves, and Agrahar and Harry set up a really nice play on him in the mid lane, which is like, hey look, this Malz is going to be coming under my tower, might as well come and make a play onto them, and yeah, 3-0-3 Scion. He's picked up his first item. He is looking like a really beefy boy right now, and as you see, this Sivir has gone for a bit of a pea shooter build. Isn't going for the Infinity Edge second, which is probably what I would have aimed for in terms of doing damage. And what that just means is this Hex Shrinker from Saltex is 10x value.
I mean, even then, you've got the Undying Despair on literally the start. I mean, he's already got himself up with a Spectral's Crowl. I mean,
yeah,
seeing a Victor on 2 items right now, especially with Cosmic Drive, there's going to be one speedy Victor in these fights.
I gotta be honest, I'm looking at this going, what's the way, like, at this point, Balls are kind of out of the game, and they need to find an avenue back in. Like, this is just wallet checks at this point, short of a major misplay from the side of Old Wash. So, I guess Balls kind of have to do, I guess you'd call it the T1 circus. Like, they really have to rock the boat here and hope that they have better sea legs than Old Wash do and kind of destabilize the game in a way that Old Wash can't handle, because front to back is not the angle right now.
In an ideal world for Balls right now, this Mundo is Thanos in the side lane and is drawing 2 people to deal with him. And that's going to leave the rest of the squad to deal with a 4v3. And I think that's kind of what they need to try for. Hopefully, Deep Set the Wrong can pick up some gold, can get, you know, this Heartsteel ASAP, and can put some more pressure on the map. Because right now, Agrahar does not mind just soaking up waves and just teleporting to team fights. You know, he's not scared if he loses one tower to his Mundo. So it's all going the way of Oldham Wash. As I said in draft, they want a clean game. They want 5v5 team fights at Dragons, at Barons. They want to use this team fighting, this peel, this disengage, re-engage comp, you know, to get these clean fights off, and that's exactly what they've been getting.
You certainly have, but I mean, there was literally no pressure in the terms of this Infernal Drake, you know, and I mean, if we're looking at the map, one side is kind of lit up like a Christmas tree, while the other one essentially is not. It's very dark and gloomy. Didn't realize Nocturne was in this game for the side of Balls. And, I mean, it's just more towers are being literally taken. I mean, it's all tier 1 towers at this point. Nearly, we've got the one in mid-side against the 4 Old and Wash, which is going to allow them to open up the map even more. I mean, they can start to threaten Baron very soon, I'm going to be honest here.
Definitely can. I think that's the next play, setting up, as I was saying, another 5v5 fight. That's what they want, even to be able to peel off. But it looks like Goombag is looking for an angle. A bandage toss might come out here. Hits Selfish and gets a beautiful CC chain onto that Zaya. A kill goes the way of Team Balls. And they're finding these little scrappy picks. Exactly what they need to be looking for at this point in the game.
I mean, you look very exceptionally played there for the side of Grunky. You know, take your time, get the pick when it comes available. And I mean, hey, it's another kill taken down. You know, Selfish going to be losing a little bit of CS there. It's a shame that, you know, I guess Goon was the one that got the kill there, but not to say it's really a problem. Erx looks to go for a little bit of engagement.
Looking for Harry.
With Soltex on the back line.
He's got fancy feet, though. You're not going to be able to get this Cosmic Drive Victor with anything without a little bit more effort than that. But Erk, you know, he's trying to, if there's a will, there's a way, and he's definitely trying.
It certainly is, but I mean, the value on these merc treads, these upgraded merc treads, are already showing quite a bit. I mean, it's literally saved Harry. Like 2 deaths there. I mean, we saw the one that was a lot more earlier in that game, you know, when Erk was literally going in for the all-in commitment when he got Proto Belt first item. Merc treads kept him alive there. I mean, it's just making him cop less damage even now at this point of the game.
I'm sure at this point the shopkeeper has sold out of Merc treads, as there are 4 on the side of Oldham Wash.
Oh my days, that there is. And Selfish is just being selfish by not getting one.
No. He's paid his taxes. Thank you very much. He has a Quicksilver Sash. He has his Magic Resist. And he has, I mean, technically one instance of 100% tenacity. So, he's not being selfish. I mean, no, it is a selfish item, but he's paid his taxes.
I was going to say, it's a selfish item.
The Malzahar IRS, is not coming to get him. Like, he's completely filed and above board.
Selfish thing you could do is force your support to get a Mikhail's actually, and say like, look, I don't have the income right now to get a QSS. You're gonna have to buy this for me.
But please, sir, you've got all the money. Please, you keep buying these items. Like,
I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, Golden can literally buy it. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be grabbing. Never mind, we have another pause cracking on.
That's. I wonder whether Eve is maybe having some of those patented Wi-Fi dramas that he seems to have on the regular.
Potentially, and maybe obviously getting a bit of lag. I think
better to pause it now.
Yeah, that's just the pause bug.
That is just how it is. At least no fight this time. You got no fight this time though, so you won't be interrupted. Yeah.
No pause bug in the middle of like a big dragon fight.
I was trying to almost predict what was happening in that and just sort of say, look, it's all hitting the fan.
I mean, I'd hope so. I guess if it's a team fight, right? It's like you want everything to be blowing up, something happening, something turning. I don't know. I feel like it's still too soon. I just mean that in the terms of trying not to be too like biased, but I feel like the BALS though, they might want to start looking at, you know, what can we try and bring into the next game lineup instead. Just because I feel playing this little slow tempo, I just don't know if it does too good for them at the moment.
I want to see Goonbuggy on something a little bit more aggressive.
Oh, big fight looking for the personal set. Mummy catches onto 2, shutdown onto Harry D, and they're going to find Saltix as well. That's 2 huge shutdowns over to the side of Team BALS, and they're still going. They're going to find the bot lane as well, and that is going to be Baron for BALS. And just as you guys were writing them off, talking about what they're picking next game, Team BALS listens, and they deliver.
What?
Well,
why did Selfish walk up there? He had a path to just leave, and he opted to walk up past the blue buff in front of Amumu and Silas.
I think it was a little bit of an overconfident play. It really threw back and watch. I'm not too sure what Harry G was doing. He's kind of like position there. I mean, sure, you might have some of your members available, but I mean, they were not there at that time. But I guess they potentially didn't expect potentially 4 members just to be there, like already lined up. But
in an instant, a 4,500 gold lead has completely evaporated, and it's tied across the board again.
It would have been pretty much 2 1,000 gold shutdowns that was on Saltix, and Harry just wiped off the board. And Agraha, their big meaty boy, wasn't there, because that fight would have gone completely differently if he was standing at the forefront of that fight. And now Old and Wash, they're on the back foot, and they need to watch out for the engages of this Amumu, who's really like reaching critical mass right now.
But I like what Old and Wash are doing. They prepared themselves for Dragon. Like, BALS are not responding to this. They're literally giving away.
This is something they were talking about on the main broadcast today too, is that Baron doesn't feel as strong as it used to.
A big fight is breaking out. Personal Sam is on the backline, but this one's looking a lot better for Olden Wash. He's saying a lot, is trying to get on the backline, but there's a lot of knockups happening. They will be able to take down the support, but Agraha is in the mix, and he is dropping axes down onto the side of Team BALS. Mimics running away, and there is a big purple businessman in the middle of Olden Wash right now, and he has been sent into retirement for the meantime, as the Baron play is at a net negative, and 2k in the lead is Olden Washed.
And this I suppose proves that point that being made literally on the Riot Games official broadcast earlier today, which is that you know, trade Baron for Soul every day of the week, because Baron doesn't feel as strong as it used to be, and Soul is quite strong, especially in Infernal Soul.
I mean, they definitely had time after the reset of getting the Baron to set up at Dragon. I think they just thought that they would, like, Old and Wash were going to respect them. Like, hey, look, we're 5-manning mid. You guys got to respect us, or we're going to get your inhibitor. And then Old and Wash were like, actually, I'll just take this Infernal Jack real quick, and then we're just going to fight you afterwards.
I was gonna say, I'm like, it's just allowed them. Not really much pressure there at all in any retrospective. I don't know. I'm a little bit of at a loss. You know, you were getting yourself back into the game, you know, from the side of BALS. You know, you made some really good clean picks that they did earlier. You know, when they found Old and Wash were overstepping. I guess Old and Wash said, hey, you know what? Let's try slow it down. Remember, we want to try and play a pitch perfect match game. Which I guess, you know, that's what they decided to do, get themselves set up on that Dragon. But I don't know, I'm really not too sure why BALS didn't better prepare for themselves there. They just kind of seem to have let it go, and from what was already a 4k gold lead going away, it's just now come back.
Yeah, holy LPL gold grab. This is gonna be like
it's just
ping-ponging 4,000 gold in either direction.
You know, most games that I had the pleasure of casting, I tend to say the OBL pendulum swings, you know? Back and forth, people don't really learn their turns and go, hey, well, this is where we might lose a team fight. Everyone's just like, this might done be where we win the team fight, and then they go in.
I go in now.
Yeah.
I think also the other thing too, the very beginning of the year, right? Games kind of said what we want for this season is we want the game to feel like you can win right up until you can't win, and then the game ends. And I think the fact that BALS can get a team wipe more or less, obviously no Agraha, but get a team wipe, turn it around, and then get Baron, and then Old and Wash can go and turn it around again in the other direction, really proves that it's never over till the Nexus is completely destroyed.
Yeah, it's I think once Lord Doms gets into the pocket of Selfish, he will be in a lot better spot to carry this one and pump out a lot more damage in the team fights. But some key items being picked up across the board. Rabadons for Harry D is going to be very impactful. He does need a Void Staff if he's going to be really doing a lot of damage to especially the front line of the Samumu. But yeah,
Not a lot of magic resist, really. An Abyssal Mask, and that's it. Mundo has none. He's only built HP, so there's.
But we're getting late game. We're getting late game, and the base
base
magic resist is really high, and I do think that Victor benefits from that quite a lot, especially because his ults are going to be hitting a lot of different people, and it won't be doing as much, So AoE spells, they are scaled to technically do more damage than single targets, so it is sort of one of those things. But it looks like people are setting up. We might be getting an Elder flip here, which is exactly the kind of fight that we love to watch.
There's somebody. I mean, obviously he's stuck in game, but somebody had better let Griff know there's an Elder flip going on. He might have a little watch.
Might just have to pause his own game.
Yeah, just pause. Hang on, guys. We got a tech pause. There's an Elder flip in the live game.
I feel like, sorry, mouse not working. Sorry, I need to watch something quick. I mean,
Agraha is very tanky, but a lot of it is magic resist himself. So once the Lord Doms gets onto Mimic as well, this Silent's going to be a lot less threatening.
Yeah, I mean, got Unending Despair is a full armor item now, plus a Bramble Vest, so he's not horrifically squishy, but
I mean, a 4-item Sivir doesn't mind a couple half sort of armor.
He's got a lot more resistance than the Mundo does at the minute, so
yeah, he's all HP. Ooh, they're gonna go for a cheeky Baron start here rather. They are playing around the vision well, and there aren't any blue wards up on the side of Team BALS right now. This is gonna be a free Baron for Old and Wash. A really nice heads up play from them. Use the feathers to help the smite at the end of that. But will they look for a fight off of the back of this? It is 10 seconds for the Elder, and Prio is on the side of Team BALS. They're going to try the Team BALS strat and say, hey, look, we're going to try and kill this little doohickey here in the mid lane. But they're just A-ramming. They're doing the reverse A-ram right now. Is Goombaggy out of position here, though? The Sound Q does get charged up, doesn't get the knockup. Agraha is just going to run into the mix. Celtics gets chunked out by a little bit of Malzahar damage. But Agraha, just a brick wall in this front line, and he wants to take it all. Oh, a really nice entrance in from the Rakan as the Cyclone is hitting onto the backline. Earth is going down in the mix. Goombaggy goes down as well. Yves Saint Laurent is an absolute beast on the sideline. Celtics is looking for one more. They do find Mimic, but Yves Saint Laurent is taking out the whole entire team right now. He's whacking down, and he's getting a lot of Heartsteel procs. This monkey is not soon for this world, as the big purple man is back in business. Oh, Agraha still has something to say about this. Can he kill these two members? They might just get kited out by the Rylai's, and Inna and Yves Saint Laurent are running for their lives. What a crazy team fight. I did not think that Team BALS would be able to pick that one up, but this Mundo is reaching critical mass.
I mean, 500 stacks on Heartsteel, Titanic Hydra. This guy hits like a truck.
I mean, once we literally saw Mr. Mundo got on top of Selfish, I just had to watch this bird go from full HP to none. It was literally E, Titan, goodbye. Like, you were gone with the Heartsteel proc there.
I mean, look, I mean, Golden had a very good start for that fight there, with the quickness and like the grand entrance, but it was just one of those things where I feel like, Goonbag is going to get a little bit of an aspect. I mean, Kirk needs to be careful. He's currently getting knocked up.
Just chucked out a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it was starting off well there, but the core members got to latch onto the people that they needed, and Olden Wash didn't really get to provide too much peel there. And I mean, Harry had no vision to get the nuke onto Mimic there, so he literally had all of his HP get nuked by the time he got into that bush.
It was a messy fight in the end for Team Balls. They stuck around, they set the fight up in a really awkward way so they couldn't effectively front to back them. And they're trying to do it again, and they said, look, we set up the fight night last time, let's go through it again. We want another round of that. Whoever wins this team fight, if it's clean, they can just end the game. So both teams are being a little bit more nervous about it. Some good hits onto Eve St. Laurent, lights out the fight right, and that Lord Dom is cutting through this Mundo. A really nice cyclone onto the backline. Good banging with a huge movement onto the backline, and they're going to be cutting them down. But here is Selfish. He is firing feathers all over the place, and Ida is going to go down as well. The Chaos Storm is a Chaos Cyclone, and it's taking the whole map out. Quadra kill for Selfish, and that might just be game.
Oh, not even going to say might be. That quite literally should be. You've got a large minion wave down bot. You've already got minions in mid. They are literally already decimating this tower. Gonna be heading into the next turret very soon now. I mean, it's still 20 seconds available. First member up is gonna be Urk on 10 as of right now. It is still going, and Olden Wash are already gonna be signed in. Old Scene coming on in. Towers are falling very, very soon. That's gonna be a 1 tick. That's gonna be a 2 tick. The Nexus is exposed. Teleport comes in. Urk's gonna try and defend it, buddy, but he cannot, as he tries to fight for it, but it does not matter. Balls are going to be taking an L there as Olden Wash get their first win for this series.
Yeah, Olden Wash, really nice team fighting there at the end. Obviously a huge carry by Selfish in that final team fight, picking up a big quadra kill. Goonbaggy had an awesome engage there at the start, but it just wasn't enough, and they dropped the ball there. Let's see what they do in game 2.
But you see the difference I find between the second team fight that we saw, where Bowles got a little bit more ahead in that compared to the team fight there. We immediately saw the tanks hit the backspace button. They went, hold up, let's back up, let's support our actual carries that we need. And honestly, it clearly shined there. I'm gonna say I liked the immediate pull back through. But yeah, look, still though, Bowles necessarily, still can't kick them out yet. I mean, they played that exceptionally well considering, where the things were following through to. They still, picked their fights when they could. So I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to try and draft up and bring into game 2, though, since there's still so much more action to happen and occur.
Yeah, and that's just game 1, and we really saw the classic team identity from both sides. Really nice, clean team fighting. Nice jungle pathing in play from Soltex coming out. Harry D, just an absolute monster in lane and in the team fights. Selfish, mechanically on point in those team fights as well. But then, it's so hard to play clean when there is a spanner in the works, like the side of Team Balls. They draft weird, they play weird, and they want to take these weird fights that you don't really know what's going on until it's over and there's a Mundo running through your team. And it was almost very close to multiple team fights ending up like that.
I mean, look, it certainly was just a little bit unfortunate that I guess the timing on Mundo in that fight was just a little bit caught out, I'll say, to really get the maximized efficiency. But that is, you're just gonna have to brush it off, let it go. And I mean, I think looking into this drafting, I'm assuming teams are looking to switch sides. From what I'm looking at,
swap sides.
They have swapped sides.
Just for Entric, it's now easier for him to look at. They all match up nicely, so he doesn't have to be too stressed about that.
Thank God.
He said earlier that he didn't like that their names weren't all matched up. So, shout out Team Balls for seeing that and accommodating.
I mean, We do say that, yet if I'm looking at Team Bowls, I see Agraha and Soltex and
Nah,
Harry
that's
D.
just me being
That's just,
behind the 8 ball. Hang on, I can fix this. There's a button
I was
for
gonna
it.
say, we might need to.
Yeah,
take
I don't
a-
know, man. It doesn't let me assign player names to teams. It only lets me assign it to sides, and I forgot to do the flip.
I'll teach you
Unlucky.
how to do that at some point.
On Drafter?
On isn't it Blue Liquor? In Blue Liquor.
No. Blue Bottle, I've got that sorted. That's fine. Like in game, it's okay. It's just on Drafter because this is on Drafter.
Shout out to Blue Liquor though.
To who? Sorry.
Shout out to Blue Liquor.
Okay. Important
Alright.
thing to note here from the side of Old and Wash is the Fiddlesticks ban. That is another thing that Urk will play. And to quote Soltex, nah, there's no way we're dealing with that Fiddlesticks. My team doesn't respect walls enough.
And
So,
Fiddlesticks is, it's a crazy jungler you have to deal with, and it's not in many games, so having to deal with it is.
no, this would have been
it's just an
Fiddlesticks
extra layer of
support.
stress. Of support, is it?
Yeah, no, this is an Urk pick.
Oh damn! All right, well.
Oh, okay.
Even, ban that out if you don't want to deal with it. Ban that out.
Yeah.
So we do have the Nerf Senna is taking over the Team Ball's bot lane, potentially
Senna
as support
support?
though. Yeah, we've seen Ina pick up this champion a couple times, so it can be something that gives a little bit more late game power to him. As we saw, he did get outscaled last game on the Silas, only really ended up with the Protobelt and the Riftmaker. And 40 minutes into the game, having those two items on Silas, you're pretty much just going to be going in and dying every time. Interesting that they chose to go for the Jarvan into the Israel. Typically, you'd wait for an immobile ADC before getting that one. And then Soltex gets his Zinzao, which is also a very nice answer to the J4. And at this point, Old and Wash, they've just got a really nice 1-2-3 pick. I mean, I can't fault it whatsoever.
I mean, you really can't. I mean, look, Ezreal Karma, even with the Enchanter nerfs, sure, Karma, not as strong as they once were, but it's still a very just naturally strong, viable bot lane anyways, It has a lot of peel, it has a lot of sustain, and it is just two champs that work very well together. The Mel pick, though, is this another Urk special or something that I don't know about, or are we looking to see more of a Mel mid?
No,
I mean,
I would guess that this is a Mel mid, or it's a Mel Mel bot lane with a center support.
Out at the bit, it is a Mel center bot in some form. I think that's probably like a nice answer into this Karma and Israel. I think blind picking at mid lane is pretty disgusting, and especially into someone like Harry D, who has definitely got enough champions to deal with that. Could probably whip out a Cassidon or something like that and just abuse Ina in the mid lane.
I mean, the question is it locked into a role or is it a flex right now? And the answer is it's locked into a role.
That's gonna be locked as soon as we see the Annie getting picked. Oh,
Interesting that they want
Rock.
the counter pick for top lane. It will be just a blind Rock straight in the mix. And
I was going to say, surely this is a Gwen angle, but no, Gwen's banned.
Fiora's gone too.
Silas is out as well. So, I mean...
It's a nice Malphite angle.
Not an awful... I mean, there's probably not as much AD as you'd like, but it's... I mean, he's still Malphite, right?
Yeah, and if you want to counter the Malphite, you have to pick something like a Rise top or a Vlad, potentially. But, it is a double flex. That's a really nice move. I do know Harry D does play a decent amount of Ambessa in the mid lane, but the fact that
Let's not forget, this Malphite could go jungle and Zinzao could go mid. We've seen him do it before.
Yeah.
It has been nerfed, but we've seen him do it, and there's nothing stopping that madman from doing it again.
And because Annie does have like quite a long rotation of spells, it means that it gives the Zinzao plenty of time to heal. Wow, this is a crazy draft from Old and Washed. I really like how they deviated and just threw a spanner in the works, and I think Team Balls did not expect it one bit. But this Volibear, it's a quite a nice pick as well. I like it.
I think Volibear's a good, like, I can just pick this guy and he's just going to punch you in the top lane. Like, send anyone my way, it's fine, I'll punch them. This is solid pick here.
works pretty solid into, I guess, anybody you're going to put into top, can just kind of, farm away into a Malphite, can still go for a one-on-one against the Mbessa. I do overall like it as a pick. But I am interested, though, to see, because it is true, we have seen Harry D on the Zen. And I know Harry D before, coming into the series said he can't wait to whip up something special, which kind of scares me because, we see this man just kind of pick whatever he really wants.
If I had to put money on it,
Could be
I'd
AP
say
Malphite mid. That would be special.
I
know
feel
I'm dreaming.
Mbessa personally. I feel Mbessa personally.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I
think
think
Malphite doesn't mind that Volibear matchup. You can max the E. He goes in for a trade. You slam your E down. He's got no attack speed to get his W buff, and you just walk away. It's a very nice trade pattern, especially for the Malphite. You definitely won't be winning lane by all means, but it's just a nice way to like taper off YSL, and I think YSL is probably one of the bigger carries on the team. And as we saw last game, he was definitely tapered off in lane big time.
Yep, I mean, Agraha had a fantastic laning phase, debut on-roll game in Division 1. Obviously, debuted last week. Actually, he might have been on-roll last week, but he debuted in Game 3 of a quarterfinal, so a bit scuffed. But I think Malphite's a good pick here for Agraha, just in that he doesn't have to worry about piloting a difficult champion, so he can just chill and focus on playing League of Legends the game.
If you can play Sion, I think you can play Malphite, and I think ultimately Malphite has a little bit of a skill cap deficit. It doesn't require as much maybe that I would say as a Sion does.
He has per Riot's confirmation the lowest the flattest mastery curve in the game. Win rate does not go up beyond 20 games of Malphite. He is actually the easiest character to learn in League of Legends.
He's just a rock.
Yeah, he's just a rock, mate. And that rocks, really.
There's a little bit of variation to how you can play him. If you're versing someone who's going to be auto-attacking a lot, you max the W. If you're versing someone who's going to be auto-attacking you a lot with attack speed, you max the E. If you're versing range squishies, you max the Q and you take Comet. He's a great champion, and there is a little bit of variation. He's not just an absolute brain-dead character like, say, a Yuumi, but the Malphite is a good pick in this situation. I think putting Agraha on tank duty just benefits Harry, and it benefits Selfish in a way that they can just try and pop off even harder.
I mean, Luke certainly can, and I mean, we saw it quite well in the last game there, just put that man on a tank, he literally just walks into a bush blind, which is literally his sole purpose, and he did exceptionally well. So I guess it's still kind of excited to see how it falls into game 2, and I mean, I guess the difference with this now is you've got the unstoppable force capability of, let me just click my cursor onto a carry, and you're either going to make him immediately burn a flash, or they're just going to have to take it,
Yeah,
and you just hope your team locks in with it right after. And there's ultimately not a lot of appeal, I guess I'll say, if I'm looking at Team BALS, though. I mean, sure, you've got the snare maybe from Mel. I guess you got the center, sure, there's a couple of routes, but nothing that's heavy lock on aside, I guess you would say, the Annie. I don't know.
I mean,
it's
Annie,
definitely a fight fire with fire kind of team comp, The Jarvan and Annie, they're going to be looking to try and kill. The Volibear is going to be looking to try and kill. What I'm worried about is this Mbessa is just going to run through the Mel and the center. It's just going to be too easy, I think, for this for the side of Oldham Wash. We will see. Team BALS, they have shown to be quite the tricky customer to deal with, and I'm hoping they do have some tricks up their sleeve. But from this draft, I am liking, how everything's looking. The only thing that potentially could be worrisome is the fact that is a full AD team comp from Oldham Washed, which means, big steel cap value on the side of Team BALS. And if this if this Volibear is able to get ahead, maybe get a Death Dance worked into the build or something like that, he might just be unkillable.
The unkillable bear demon that it could be. I mean, this is very valid there. I guess I also do look at it and I still feel Mel as a champion is still one of those champions that can kind of blow up a team, you know,
Yep.
if you get the right time, if you get enough stacks with it. When that Golden Eclipse procs, I don't know, we can be seeing a couple of these squishies on the enemy team just kind of go bye-bye. Like, it certainly could happen.
Yeah, and I think it's going to help if there's, say, like, Urk picks up a Serpent's Fang to deal with the Karma shielding. But yeah, I mean, it's a Malphite, Xin Zhao, and Mbessa topside. Those champs don't really get blown up, per se, which is a bit unfortunate, especially drafting that Mal.
I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just worrying on maybe what Harry D might build, you know? I feel like he plays a little bit more the, I guess you would say, offensive, I guess you would say, Mbessa there, where you have a little bit more tankier builds on Mel that still do exceptional damage, but if you go, like, the full lethality aspect, it very much is the, unless I don't press my W to get my shield, I too, myself, will be blown up to smithereens. But, look, we'll see what happens as we are now getting into for the second game matchup between Old and Wash and Bowls.
I just want to say
on the rift here.
I just want to say briefly, shout out to me for not cooking the overlay this time. Everything is correct for a change. Teams are in the right spots. The season scores, even the match series, like the series score. So apologies to everyone for previous streams where I left something off. It's all there this time.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to Chef. Man,
Shout
putting it up.
For not fucking up the setup.
Oh yeah, what a go.
Look at him go.
It's going to be chill. I can imagine there's going to be a lot of damage done from range from these two teams. So I'm surprised there hasn't been more mages in the bot lane. But, you know, we've seen the Mel has come out for Mimic. Had a really good game on the Sivir, I felt, last game, but just didn't have the pieces around them to make it work completely. So we'll see how they transition that good pace that they put on in game 1 into this game 2. Is you see two people. It's an interesting lane matchup because both of these top laners use their fists to hit each other, and it looks like Agraha is going to go down potentially to Yves Saint Laurent. He's going to flash and flash the match as well. A bit of revenge in that top lane for the Volibear. Just got his stacks going and really unleashed some lightning fists on the rock.
Yeah, Agra just caught completely off guard, just kind of copped the Volibear, and then, I mean, at that point the trade was completely over and it was just see if we can get out alive.
Harry trading aggressively onto this Annie. He's going to be enjoying the fact that it's a bit more of an interactive lane here, and the mid lane has a nice snare lands onto Selfish. He is going to go forward with the heal movement speed from Golden Features, looking for an aggressive trade. Both Urk and Mimic save their summoners, but they are chunked out, so I'd say that is a net win for the side of Old and Wash in their bot lane, able to get a shove off under this tower.
Something I just want to briefly touch on here is that Selfish on the Ezreal this time, you know, last game, Zaya obviously has a massive amount of teamfight damage that she can output very, very quickly. Ezreal, you know, a little bit more single target focused, so not necessarily the same ability to just spread the whole team. Be interesting to see whether either Soltex or Harry D can kind of pick up some of the slack there.
Yeah, but very elusive of a champion, and you know, there are going to be Tibbers flying at you, there's going to be Mel E's, there's going to be Bears running at you, there's going to be Cataclysms, so having more escapists. We do see Agraha will be going down for the second time in this top lane. They're going to be putting pressure onto him. He is caught without a ward in the top, but here comes Soltex in the mid lane. They're going to look for a trade and a kill onto Harry D, which is not what you want to see. as there is even more action going on in the spot lane. The tether does land a snare down onto Urk. Selfish is going for the 1v1 as well, but they don't have any defensive summoners. They're going to go down, and Urk and Mimic had struck back. Can Golden Features get at least one trade back onto Urk here? No! It is a double kill, and we transition to another fight in the top lane. Soltex picking up a kill onto Goonbaggy, and Harry D picking up a kill onto YSL. It is madness all across Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, and shutdown gold across onto Harry D as well, picking up an extra nearly 150 gold there on that kill. He's got a pretty big lead now. He's eaten pretty good, and this is, you know, setting him up to kind of start doing some of that, you know, that big damage in those kind of longer drawn-out team fights.
Yeah, and once Harry gets this, oh, it looks like Golden Features has spotted the no flash on Ina. They potentially can get a kill here. He's going under tower. Harry D is getting very low. Goonbaggy saves Ina there and really saves the lane state in this mid lane for Team Balls. But Urk has made the roam, looking for Golden Features. The EQ gets flashed away from Golden Features. The tether is going to slow down Goonbaggy. Urk looking for a couple extra stacks on the way out, but yeah, it is very crazy. A lot of summoners being used in the last 30 seconds.
Quite literally, there are essentially no flashes available right now, and I mean, poor Agraha at the moment. He's just currently going to get Stormbringed at this stage at the moment. We're probably going to see this rock turn into a matter of pebbles very soon, as we do see our sights onto the bot side at the moment here. Mimic already dropping up to quarter HP. Very low, does the Q land? Does land it through the minions. Will have to cop the 1-for-1 trade, but I guess you can't complain when you're going to be getting a shutdown on your side of Selfish. And yeah, Dragon's being started by the side of Balls. Yeah, I was also trying to say earlier, kind of crazy how you had all your fights coming from mid to top, back to bot, then back to junglers and top fighting. This game is an absolute bloodbath. We're seeing 10 deaths already at 6 minutes in. Like, this is a completely different Summoner's Rift game than last game, I'm going to say.
And there's not a single champion who hasn't been unaffected by this bloodlust across these both teams. They've both got something to prove, and definitely Yves Saint Laurent has been looking to prove that he is the top dog on this top lane with a couple of solo kills to boot against this rock Malphite Agraha.
I mean, I feel like Agraha at this point is just a bunch of pebbles at this point. Like, I feel like, you know, Saint Laurent can just, I mean, we've already seen it just then, you know, he can kind of just do what he wants now with this lane. I mean, he's already 1.2k gold ahead. He's soon going to be finishing his Dusk and Dawn item, I would imagine, very shortly. I don't know. It's going to be difficult, I think, Gold and Wash as a whole, even when they're trying to through team fights.
You can't ever underestimate the power of the R button on the rock. You know, it can be 1 in 10, it still knocks up 4 people, that's a big deal.
Here's Chopper Rush, it's deflected. Golden Features just going to be avoiding the snare and not copying the Radiant volley there, or else that, yeah, that Golden Eclipse would have, I guess, turned to Golden Features. Would have been an actual Golden Feature montage, I'd probably say there. Look, I do agree, yeah, you know, sure, you know, can't deny the fact that all a rock is in a fight is just to press the R button, but I think you still have to be at some form of a stage of tankiness, right? Like, sure, you get the ultimate off, but if you're dying before, I guess, while Mel has a fairly decent large range poke that she can provide, like, are you even going to be able to get the R button off? That's the thing that I'm worried about.
Yep, very true, very true.
And the thing, oh, he does R onto the volley. We're looking for a catch. Doesn't do much. He does have the flash available, but I think they're trying to just bait Harry in here. They know he's a little bit deep. A nice engage onto them. Oh, the center ult was super clutch, keeping them all super healthy, and a really nice turn from Team Balls. There's a tongue twister. And the bear is over the wall, and the bear is hungry. Does he shit in the woods? Who knows, but he is going to be taking down this rock right now, and they're going to give the kill over. Oh, tried to give the kill over to Ina, but this bear just keeps on clawing.
Does he shit in the woods? It's just... Sure.
Those who know, but I mean, if you've played Castle Crashers, I don't know, I feel like a bear definitely does shit in the woods if you know the map. And if you know the game, you would definitely see it. Although, you know,
I mean, this is just more gold being fed literally onto the side of this volley. If you want KK's gold lead ahead, we're just now watching the reflected golden features right now. Selfish doing a couple of auto factors there. Golden is going to get used up there, blows up one target. Selfish could maybe with the... What will happen? Flashes away.
Flash. The minions. The minions. Oh, one more.
One more. Oh, there it is.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god. Another shutdown. Courtesy of the little caster minion. Selfish has been paying the minions off this game.
This is kind of what we wanted to see out of Team BALS last game. You know, a little bit more aggression early, a little bit more snowball. Kind of have something to work with as you transition into the mid game. Interesting to note, Senna, although Urk is the support, he has in fact opted to build AD. He is not going for the heal and shield power build.
I think Urk physically couldn't buy support items even if he was forced to buy a higher power.
Yeah, I don't think he knows that there's a tab with support items in League of Legends.
I would agree.
Okay, hold on. Like, you have the ward item. Thank you very much. That
Okay,
is
that put in his inventory.
Give some credit, please. Let's give some credit, yeah? Credit when credit's due. Let's not worry about it being a forced item. You have to click the button when you reach 800 gold. Come on. Like, give some...
I'm sure when he chooses the option, he's thinking, what is going to give me the most damage?
100%. He ran Bloodstorm last game.
If he was a true fan, I wouldn't have seen I should have seen an electrocute Silas. I'll be for real with you. I saw a Conqueror Silas. I was a bit sad by.
He is DFT
That's
center.
last game though.
He is DFT center, so you know.
Ooh.
Shout out.
That's Magic Q there. He missed a shot. Does a little bit of damage there. Also, this is a volley bear that's gonna have void grubs on his side. That split push presence is gonna be quite a bit there. And just an all-in little fight here at the moment. I mean, he could maybe look for a dive at this point of time. Does go for the jumper. Roster
up, and he does a lot of damage.
Look at Voltex with Ina though in the mid lane. Potentially.
Agraha. He is gonna disable that tower and just get another free kill onto Agraha. Will he go down here? That shutdown could be huge on the way back to the Malphite. And a team fight is going on in the mid. A knock up onto Goonbaggy. Harry D is getting quite low here. He does manage to slide out of there. Soltex, he is hunting down Annie. And he's going to turn onto Goonbaggy. He might get him over the wall. Oh, Wind becomes lightning. Hits perfectly. And Soltex is accelerated again. He's got 4 stacks on the Dark Seal. And he's looking at this dragon.
A massive blunder by Eve in the top lane there. He's come out net negative 300 gold. And I mean, the last thing that you want right now is to give Malphite any avenue back into the game.
Because odds are, if you're in this situation and you're Agraha, you're probably just going to buy a Zeke's Convergence first item. As the bot lane of Old and Wash are just going to town on Team BALS yet again. Selfish, even though he's a little bit behind this Mel, he is pumping out damage and he is not scared at all.
Ping's coming out to back away from the Volleyberg charging down the river.
Or is he going to greed? Maybe he greeds for an extra fight there, but it will be the Dusk and Dawn for the Volibear. He is going to follow it up with the what it's called?
Navori Quickblades.
The Navori Quickblades. It's very interesting, but that TP was actually Mimic going to the top lane to deal with this Malphite as Yves Saint Laurent is going to try and get some plates on the bot side as Constellation. But all of the eggs are really in the basket of this Volibear.
Yeah, I mean they've done a full swap. I mean, you know, you're kind of securing your dragon there. You have your, I guess, your much heavier carrier at that point of time. As the Mel lead is kind of like dissipating there at this point. But I mean, even then, solo XP onto Mel is kind of what you want to do to get them rapid fired a little more into the game.
Yeah, Mel's not in a bad spot either. Like, she's 6-2.
Yeah, no, definitely not in a bad spot. It's just more of the factor of what kind of like will you pick to really solidify, you know, your play here at the moment. It's got Goonbag coming on into the Cataclysm of the Golden Features, going to be seeing the Stormbringer Coming on through, does lock it onto Selfish right now. Metric is used with the crucial barrage here.
He's going in.
Baggy, though, is literally going to get decimated now. As going to be
He's kiting.
Veron. He's kiting. Can he keep it going? No, he cannot. He is now Ina returns for the fray for his teammates. Tibbers was used up. Golden is literally going to be nowhere much more further. We do see the shot from Senna from across the field, but Mimic is just going to be getting the top lane treatment from what was happening to Aggregat earlier. It's now going to be turning their sights onto him. Jeez Louise, what has happened right now? TP's coming across, Golden feature with the Mantra Tether right now, still looking into it. As now he goes for the flash fight, availability there. Does not matter, public execution is going to be avoided onto Urk, flashes away there, heals used up. Eclipse keeping a little bit of shielding available there. We do see Goo Baggy on the backside, goes to the EQ, gets the knock up perfectly. Tower will be one more auto attacking, that's all it needs. Urk gets a kill for himself. Now the Rift goes silent as laners return to their spots.
It's all action everywhere right now, and you know, even with these lane swaps, this Volibear is still wreaking havoc. And as you see there, he's taking a bite out of this jungle. Soltek's probably not going to be too happy when he comes through and he realizes that he's been counter jungled by a top laner. But yeah, this Volibear is a menace in between towers, taking out supports. Inna has found this Malphite, and here's the Volibear as well. No unstoppable force to be found. A flash gets cancelled.
TP from Harry D though.
Almost.
Harry D is going to be looking for Inna. He's going to be chopping those blades down. He's saying the rod. This is the kind of fight he likes to be stuck into. But will he be able to get enough healing off? Soltex is going to just barely live with the healing. And Team Old and Wash are grouping together, and they're showing why they're the defending champions.
I mean, you gotta. It's incredible how much gold this Volibear is offsetting right now. Like, the overall gold lead, only 1.3k now to Old and Washed. And yet 3 of their laners are up over 1,000, nearly 2,000 gold. And you know, the difference completely offset just by Volibear.
Yeah, and he has gone for a very sort of greedy build with the Dusk and Dawn into Nabori. So let's see what he does to try and give himself a little bit more bulk. He definitely does enough damage at the moment, so I'm expecting a nice big armor item coming out of him next. It is pretty much all armor on the side, all AD damage on the side of Olden Wash. His convergence finally in the pocket of Agruha, so he's going to be affecting team fights more frequently. But the dragon is up in 1 minute 30. They are finding Inna stuck out of position here, and Inna is going to go down potentially. Soltex finds him. Ooh, a really nice play from Soltex, and he is very aggressive. 10 stacks on this Dark Seal right now. Will he get a Medjay's? Who knows? But he's looking for another dive onto Mimic. Wind becomes lightning, does land. He's tanking up this tower. Who's going to deal with the Volibear in this top lane, though, as he is collecting plates. And that's not exactly what you want, because he is one armor item off of being absolutely unstoppable.
I mean, he's one item away, but I mean, I was going to say a little bit earlier, I mean, you've already kind of like set the spotlight, but I was going to say, you know, Soltex has a Dark Seal right now, which is fully stacked, and that does work decently well with Zinzal's passive with healing with the Sun to Sky, surprisingly enough. It gives you that little bit of extra, where this Volibear is just doing whatever he wants. And the Smite didn't even get to take it. Soltex didn't even get his Gromp. Miss-smited it by 5 HP. What the hell?
Yeah, and this is kind of what Eve Sanctuary wanted to do last game, where he wanted to just get tanky enough where he was drawing people to him in the top lane, and that allows a mismatch of sort of a mismatch being able to be, you know, used in these objectives. They don't want clean team fights, and as I say this, they are trying to put 2 threats onto this Volibear. Harry D, with the percentage damage, actually cut through this bear quite efficiently because he is pretty much all HP at this point.
Yeah, and of course...
All HP, all the attention. I mean, dragons gonna be seemingly uncontested here. We should see a team fight coming through very shortly at the moment. Teleport comes in from Agraha. Soul takes roaming on down. Will he be landing the wind between lightning? Yes, he will. Tip's gonna get used up. The volley from Mimic, that's gonna get absolutely blocked with the present guard there. Ina's probably just gonna be the target here that I think Olden Wash is gonna take as a consolation prize. We can see literally recalling in that tri-bush that was not awarded. Yeah, nothing really much more to really say.
Yeah, I mean, at least he got the dragon, slid himself out of there. Not the worst for Team Balls, but definitely not the best. I think they're still very much on the back foot. Oh, apart from that, there's a really nice shutdown. Unfortunately, it doesn't go over to the center, it goes over to the Jarvan. But if this Jarvan can get a GA, or it looks like he might be getting a Death Dance second, if he can get that one quicker, he's going to be able to be affecting team fights a lot more efficiently.
Yeah, he certainly will.
Also worth just noting too that Harry D obviously a big part of. Oh, another pause. Harry D a big part of you know, shredding through this Volibear. Does of course get the inbuilt armor shred in his ultimate. He's you know, level 12 now, so he's got 2 points in it. So I mean, he's living the good life. He's got a little bit of lethality in there, and the armor ignore. So this Volibear is going to have to get very, very, very tanky before he becomes a big problem for this Ambassador kill.
Yeah, and the percentage damage does so much work, especially against Volibear at this point of the game. Definitely wouldn't want to test the limits with the 1v1 against the big bear just himself. I think they still will require 2 people. So it is on Team Balls to try and use that to their advantage and try and pick up some dragons, extend this game out to the point where, you know, the center has scaled and is a carry threat in her own right. So, yeah, their work is definitely cut out for them. It's just a matter of using the pieces correctly because it's very much still winnable for Balls.
It's just one of those things where it's still, I mean, look, it's still anyone's game, though. I think that's the main thing in this at this point of time. It really very much is. I mean, both teams, I mean, sure, I think Olden Wash were about, I think after that shutdown, maybe about a 3K just lead ahead rather than being 4K. It's still, you know, simply anybody's game to be. But I mean, but this Annie, though, is kind of homeless, I'm going to be honest. It's like we've got a 1 in 5 Annie at this stage of the game. Like, I just don't know what much more they're going to be able to really provide. I feel like, sure, they might be there for a stun machine, but I guess that's really all they're going to have to use them for. But don't know. I think it's what we would want to be seeing, though, for the side of Bowls, really, just as a whole.
Yeah, and it really is just a limitation within his champion pool. While it is super reliable, he doesn't have many good side laners in his champ pool, as we are going to be potentially getting back into game just after this slight delay on the pause. But yeah, as you were saying, that the Annie's struggling to find impact, and as you see right now, they are going to be going for a Deathfire, Darkfire Torch after their Malignance, which I don't like in terms of building and being able to deal damage. As yeah, there's already just Merc Treads galore, and I don't think it's going to help.
Feels like you're just, I guess, scrambling for items for whatever is really the cheapest, you know? I mean, they're effectively, you know, I guess cheap items for what an AP carry can do. And I mean, look, I mean, this Rock doesn't care, right? Like, he knows literally firing abilities left, right, and center, and it is just literally tickling. It's just a nice little back scratcher at this point.
I don't know, I feel like maybe...
Oh.
Potentially might be able to get a kill into Agraha here. Oh, he's going to turn it around and try and tuck onto this Annie. Oh, a really nice off-screen. Oh, didn't even see that from downtown. Harry dunks onto Inna. And yeah, beautiful layup there from Agraha as they, you know, just dunk squad onto the poor Annie, who we were kind of kicking down on. But now, you know, Olden Wash are kicking down here as well. Somehow, it was a 3k gold lead with only a 1 kill gold difference. The macro of Olden Wash is just on a different level.
I mean, certainly for towers, but I mean, right now, I mean, most of the towers have been coming down. It's just been Saint Laurent. But I mean, what is your Volibear going to do? You know, they've switched to the whole purpose of the Volibear. He will be literally going around and about, grabbing towers left, right, and center for what he can. But we do need to start seeing dragons that are being taken. Next dragon's up in 2 minutes 30. It is Infernal Soul for the side of BALS. So, if they do get that, that does actually still work very well for literally 3 members. Literally, I guess you could say for all members on the side of BALS, really. You got offensive center, you've got Mimic with the Mel. Ina gives them a little bit of extra damage, just to add on top, but Goonbaggy Cataclysm, activating with it as well is still exceptional damage. But look, I guess we'll see what will kind of occur in the next 2 minutes when that objective is up and available. I'm not sure what happened to Shelly though. I feel like Shelly just got ran into
Yeah, I think it might have even run out of time.
A drunk driver.
Goonbaggy did take that quite a while ago.
Well, we might be getting a T1 Baron from Old Wash here.
It's not really a T1 Baron if you're this far ahead, though, right?
Well, are they that far ahead? They're a couple thousand gold and down 3 dragons, 3 grubs.
True. You see if Ina can sniff this one out. The blue ward does come out, and they do spot that the beasts are cancelled. Team BALS is making their way over. Goonbaggy is going to be throwing the E into the pit and might just barely miss out on it. As Harry D is making his way into the middle of the entire team of Team BALS, he is going to be the one traded out for this Baron take, as Eve St. Laurent is sniffing for someone on the way out. Agraha, Selfish is out of mana. There is a blast cone for this. He's going to flash over and go for a bigger play. Golden Features could potentially go down here, as they are going to perfectly CC them to get the kill onto them. But here comes the bear. He is diving under the tower, and he's going to be able to pick up 3 of these Baron buffs.
Oh,
so
no.
Really nice heads up play from Team BALS. Nerk does go down to the tower on the back end. But yeah, if you're losing a Baron, that's kind of what you like. And 33 seconds until this dragon, they're probably going to get sold.
I was going to say, you've got your main members down for it, Soltex ain't up till another 20 seconds. Literally going to be, Dragon's going to be up like 2 seconds before it. And their team comp can still relatively nuke it, considering how far ahead this Volibear is. Especially with the bite, it is, it is percentage damage onto jungle minions. Yeah, they're going to set the sights for these dragons. This quite literally should be the play that comes here.
And this is
it's just a really overconfident play by Harry D there, trying to go over the pit there. They had the Baron pretty much secured. Could have just got that and left. But no, Harry wanted some blood and he wanted to go over the wall there.
This is in a nice spot.
Well, Anna trying to find an engage onto Golden Features. Punch her out bad. Oh, a really nice double ult onto the backline for the Malphite as the team fight breaks out. But this is the kind of fight which a Volibear thrives in. But Soltex is just going to peace out there. They're going to sneak away and just give this dragon up. They say, look, we're on soul point. You guys can have this one. Alright, you killed Urk, but we'll be back with a vengeance for the next one.
I'm giving you position away there with the Tibbers play, I'm going to be honest there. Ina's going to now be running away on a little bit of a goose chase. You've got 3 Olden Watch members. Guess they're going to TP out, which is what exactly we'll see. BALS though were not, surprisingly, weren't really much of the first ones there to arrive on that dragon aspect. They kind of just went, you know what, that's fine. I guess we'll take our time. I don't know, I feel like I would have liked to have seen them be there a little bit more presently. I guess, more like the main carry pick there is right now. Soltex going to get literally Tibbers. That's it. You're using Tibbers. But, no one's really there, though, to provide extra damage.
This Zhao is definitely at a really nice spot, and I think he really likes this game state as well. Like, with his items, super hard to kill. He can make sure he's, not only peeling, but diving the backline. And at this point, the center is really not much,
Yeah, Senna really only offers damage at this point in the game. The shields are there, I guess, and the heals, but he opted to spec into damage. And then, I guess he's at an item and a half, but everyone else in the game is at 3, so have to wonder, is he really doing enough damage to be relevant?
And they did go for an expensive second item. Infinity had just picked up, so a lot of damage will be coming out from them, depending on how many stacks they are currently rocking with. But, oh yeah, it just doesn't feel good. And after the Senna nerfs, she didn't feel as strong as she once did a couple patches ago.
You got a proto belt on the purchase on Mimic, by the way.
Yep, I think, you know, these immobile mages.
Not bad.
Yeah, they really like it. I feel like things like Victor, you know, the Annie, I feel like that's what Inner should have right now is the proto belt, so they can dodge, you know, the Harry D ult, or they could dodge the Agraha ult,
Also
rather
helps
than
him.
having to use it offensively, because if this Annie gets caught out without them using the ult, it's just a complete waste of a pick.
And I mean, it gives him a little bit of HP too, which not dying is one of the most effective ways of doing DPS in League of Legends. So, you know, it's. I think you're right. I think it would have been a smart angle.
Yeah, it's just, there's not much guaranteed CC apart from a flash that is on the side of balls. So their ways of starting fights is just sending this Jarvan in super deep, which hasn't been working very well. So I think, yeah, we definitely need to get a little bit more mobility on the side of this. Annie is going to go for the Leandro second, so a very, what I'd say, vegan Annie build coming out here.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about... I mean, I guess it's for the burn on Tibbers, but... I don't know, man.
I feel like it's just desperation. I don't know. I feel like you're at a little bit of a loss on when I see this Annie build. And I'm not trying to flame. I just feel like you've got some other better utility choices. You're going to be landing on doing baggage. You will be EQing away there. Crescent Guard was used up to try and, I guess you could say, get the avoidance on it, but did not get to push back. Two ultimates down though. What is our Ezreal doing? As Selfish is going to get locked up here. We've got Alpha going to get used up with the Erg. Harry D is going to be the one falling. I'm sorry, what are my eyes witnessing? As now we've got another EQ Cataclysm coming across. Golden Beaches. She's going to run away to the hills. I'm sorry. What did we just witness?
Those are buttons you cannot be pressing while the Baron is up.
What just happened?
I turn away for 1 second, and Selfish is in the middle of Team Balls, and there's no blitzcrank.
I mean, so Selfish, he pulled a wrangle. He E'd forward on the mid wave, and they lose Baron for it.
I mean, Rang doesn't even play Israel, so I couldn't say that he does that.
There's a reason he doesn't. He's stopped playing champions with dashes on E's if you watch his drafting this season.
It's just unfortunate from Selfish there is just a little bit too eager to start that fight. Unfortunate, but this is Team Balls' moment to take over this game. I feel like they're in a really strong position. If you look at the items on this Volibear, it's almost unkillable at this point.
I mean...
And, the Mel's items on the back end as well. I mean, Mel themselves is also doing exceptionally well there for the damaging side, for the consistency. Like, you've got one big beefy boy, and then you've got Mel that can literally range to a bar. So we definitely see the fight coming on to the Bracken here, double knock up now, Minutes on the unstoppable force there. They take him down there. We've got Selfish coming off the back on the Enoch, this is used up. Crescent Guard's also being available there. We've got the Volibear trying to get what they can here. He's going to be one of the capabilities there. As now we've got Mimic trying to run away from the fight. He's going to be snaking down there. We do indeed see Volibear claim a kill for themselves. That's 4 members still currently up on the side of Olden Wash. And Balls are might be denied another dragon here though.
This is the 3rd negative Baron power play we have seen so far. I'm going to abuse this statistic and say maybe it's time to leave the Baron alone, or to not feel so confident with the Baron buff.
Which is no bluff face. Yeah, the statistics. That's me, Chef.
Yeah. I mean, statistically, Baron is bad and you should leave it alive and instead just play the rest of the map. That's what I'm seeing this series, so no more Baron takes for me in League of Legends ever again.
Oh god, I mean, how has this happened? You know, Olden Wash are in a perfect position, and they've just ended up in an absolute fiesta right now. Even more so, you know, they managed to wrestle game control from game 1 and really sort of close out a game and cement it. But with this game, wow, there's just so much going on, and Selfish is getting dove on constantly by this volley bear, who is almost at 6 items, and you know, Israel just doesn't have the raw damage to deal with a big bear like that.
Well, the thing that's, I suppose, if I'm at the side of Team Balls right now, the thing to me that's quite scary is that Volley Bear is half an item away from just not getting any stronger ever again. Like, he's got 1 more level, or 2 more levels, and half an item. Meanwhile, on the side of Old and Washed, you know, if they get 2 more Infernal Drakes and they're at 4 Infernal Drakes, God forbid, they're going to be dishing out some very significant damage.
Absolutely, but, you know, will it get to that point? We will have to wait and find out, I guess.
Yeah, I think if you're the side of Team Balls, that's the thing that's going to be in your mind is like, we cannot let it get to the point where it's soul point for Old and Washed sitting on 3 Infernal Dragons and hoping for a 4th.
We will see, as, you know, Saltix has promptly gone for an experimental Hex Plate into a Spirit Visage, so he's playing around with his build a little bit. I do like it, as his, as that Zinzal ult is really, really strong in these team fights, especially keeping them off of the backline.
And moving away from that trend that junglers love, which is, of course, to build a Guardian Angel in that 3rd or 4th item slot like we see on Goonbaggy. But Saltix obviously deciding he's going to be more useful alive than he is on a GA revive.
Yeah, this Jarvan pick just feels definitely a bit homeless at the moment. What can you really do? The Ezreal's going to jump away. Sure, you can ult onto the Zinzao. Sure, you can ult onto the Ambessa, but both of them can just get out of there. And, yeah, very interesting build as well from Agrahar. He's just gone, look, the only people that are hitting me right now are AP, so I'm just going to get as much magic as possible. As Harry is looking for a fight against the jungler in his own jungle. Very bold. As you're looking at Urk, still in his inventory, doesn't have much to do.
No, but maybe he is, you know, kind of this late game X factor as Eve stops scaling and stops getting stronger. There's a center with a lot of room to grow, and that might be what kind of gets them through these later game team fights.
I think it's just going to have to be, yeah.
I mean, that's it. It's what it has to be. But I mean, but I also even seen Urk, you know, maybe not pop as many Malphite ults to the face. I mean, there's been like, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I think Agrar's just been gone straight focus. I think he's found his target for the entire game. It reminds me of like Mayhem, where if you just go full AP Malphite, you're gonna find that one squishy and ult him on repeat here. As they were nearly setting their sights onto Soltex there, that we were just watching moments ago. Don't get to pull the trigger. Yeah.
It's definitely, this game still hangs in the balance. You know, YSL is extremely strong, almost level 20 right now. Is just currently grouped up with his team. We do have the objectives almost up. 10 seconds on the Baron, 45 on the Soul for the side of Balls, Soul Point for the side of Old and Wash. So we'll see how, you know, both of these teams prioritize the objectives. I think Old and Wash will definitely try and set up for this dragon and take it pretty quickly. If they're able to get 4 Infernal Drakes and the Soul, I don't know if this Ambessa can be stopped when she jumps onto the back line.
Yeah, not when you have an ultimate that does 30% armor penetration naturally. Like, I'm sorry, like, hello? Like, armor is
jumping forward again. Did not learn from his mistakes previously, but will this just be a straight trade? Baron or Dragon? It could be the possibility, but their Baron take is so slow on the side of Team Balls. They don't have much DPS. It's a lot of burst, but not much DPS. They are setting up for the fight.
Taking the dragon already, and Balls, they want to fight now. Volley's at his peak.
Yeah, they're looking for Agraha. Agraha is in the mix. He's in the front line. He's where he wants to be. Selfish just one. A really nice unstoppable force on the 2. Followed up. Ek is just absolutely united from his realm of being. And so is Ina. Yves St. Laurent is trying to heal, but he won't be able to heal. Selfish is jumping over yet again. Oh, Yves St. Laurent is able to heal up just again. And this bear is impossible to kill. And Selfish is going down again. Goombaggy might be able to just get enough time to keep this game alive. He's going to run into the jungle, and it is decision making on the board for Olden Wash. Do they try and go for the end? Nope, they are going to go for the Baron. So we will see at least one more team fight, and we'll probably see at least one more Selfish E forward into the mix.
Someone has to unbind this Ezreal's E button. What if he E's on top of the volley bear and then flashes back on top of the volley bear a second time?
It's just cinema.
It's just a wild eternal special, man. It's just let's go in and just keep going in, man. Like, there is no thought between those eyes. Selfish clearly does not care. Like, I don't know. It's very amusing to watch, I will say.
A Magi Soul Stealer coming through for Soltex now.
Yes. You just took my words. I was like, wait.
Yeah, no one's linking that from me, buddy. That's my observation now.
I love it.
Take it.
I think this is like let's talk about items while it's slow for a second. I think Agraha in a great spot now. The tank items are obviously fairly economical. He's now relevant and useful despite the fact that he's down a full item on the volley bear. Soltex obviously picking up an economical last item is now full build at a huge gold bounty on his head. And really all we're waiting on now is kind of those last items on pretty much everyone.
So Agraha just used the teleport to group with his team in the top lane. They are just going to look for one final push. Harry D is going to keep this mid lane shoved in for the remainder of this Baron. But will the engage come out, or are they going to have to put, or are they going to put pressure onto Team BALS to engage onto them? Because they do know a couple of mistakes have been made with this Ezreal. Do they just have to sit here and wait for something to happen? The siege from the side of Olden Wash isn't too spectacular, and Mel at this point of the game has a decent amount of wave clear, so let's just see how this one unfolds.
Getting there, but I mean, Volibear popping a little bit of brunt there from those mystic shots. I mean, just like you're saying, I mean, Mel right now is just going, yeah, that's fine. I'm just throw out these waves, but we do see in the mid lane though, Harry D pushing in a fairly decent chunk. No one there yet to fully respond until now, so Annie's no longer available. This could potentially smell a fight very soon.
I think Agraha's just going to straight send it onto Urk if he just
I was
takes
gonna say.
these mosquito bites.
Like, look.
He looks irritated by the sight. Oh, he is actually in the mix right now. I don't know about that one, big boy, as he is going to get taken out himself. He won't even be able to get off the ult. He does get off just in time. A shutdown over to the Mel, and Soltex is in the mix. So is Harry. They are going to be able to dive back and take out Golden Features. Enna is soon for this world as well, as Selfish is free hitting. It's the bear though. Oh my god. Is it going to be? It is going to be. Olden Wash, they win the team fight. Selfish stays alive. A triple kill for Harry D. And they will be moving on through the finals. Olden Wash looking for the two-peat here at OBL.
From what was looking
Selfish?
to be a... hold on, he's not alive. Don't worry about it.
Taking unnecessary damage again?
I mean, they're taking their time here. I think Olden Wash is reminiscing in it. They just rub it in the face.
What in the stat padding is this?
The public execution
no.
being used. The recall coming in. They will now finally slay the Nexus. The towers are down. And that will be the series matchup complete for Olden Wash.
And while it was...
once more.
Yeah, and while it was a 2-0, it was far from a clean 2-0. And Olden Wash, you know, probably one of the best teams we have right now in the league, are going to be looking very closely at that other semi-final with DNR2 and Mr. 100. I think whoever comes out of either of those games, it's going to be an absolute banger of a series. You know, Olden Wash love doing these like interesting team comps. They have actually slayed the interesting team comp king right now with Team Balls. So, finals, one side is set up, and it is our reigning champions by name and by one other person.
Well, and I suppose this is the M1F matchup is an interesting question. Let's see if that's still going. It looks like that might be included. I'm not sure. I'm just results.
It
There
looks
are
like it has. M1 has won.
M1F with a clean 2-0 with a sub in support as well.
Holy, we got pressure support before we got GTA 6.
We did get pressure support before we got GTA 6. That is a fact. I mean, a massive run from DNR2 as well to make it this far into the series as a relatively unknown team. The same with Team Balls. They kind of both had some pretty big runs. They semi-finals, and at the very beginning of the season, there were kind of like a handful of teams that people went like, we think these are the top 5. And these guys have both made it into the top 4, defying expectations from the early season. So massive shout out to them. And I guess we move into the finals with a matchup we should have previously had, but ultimately ended in an FF because Old and Wash couldn't get a team together. So yeah, I guess we look forward to next week. Old and Wash.
And, it is actually reigning champion versus reigning champion, as it will be Griff, who I do believe won last split, against their former teammate, I believe is Golden Features, who won last split. So it's 2 reigning champions taking each other on in the finals. The narrative kind of writes itself, and I'm definitely excited for that one next weekend. You'll have to tune in because it's going to be a big event. And also for the Div 2, I wonder if we're going to be able to separate those 2 games so we can have 2 different streams. We'll have to find a way. I'm definitely excited for next week.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a banger. I think these 2 teams are really like M1F and Old and Washed. When they're winning, they just look dominant. They are absolute titans in Div 1. So I think it's going to be the clash of titans. And I think if we have a look at Div 2, see what we've got going on in there. Haven't seen the Coven results yet, so not sure what the outcome of that game was. But we do expect, I think most likely the Coven comes out of that ahead. So we might get a Coven and the finals, and obviously we'll see how it all pans out in Div 2.
Yeah, right.
Too easy.
Very good. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, we've got no more games to play, got no more games to cast. It's pretty much set in stone to what we're going to be expected to see next weekend, which, I mean, look, it's going to be one absolute banger, and I'm kind of excited to see, Grunky, with your skills in the graphics department, on if you're going to pull up any little extra stats that you've done here, especially for this lineup. So I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I love learning about all of the interesting little intricacies about each team, and just getting some extra sort of graphics and sort of fun facts for the viewers and the stream. Obviously, it is finals, so we'll be doing a big, exciting stream. Hopefully, we can get some extra stuff going in there, maybe get some player interviews going, all that fun stuff that everyone knows and loves from a good finals experience. Probably get some, some insight, get some players on the stream as well to talk. Hopefully the boy Wrangle can help us out with understanding some ADC stuff going on in the bot lane. But whoever joins us, it'll be a banger of a time.
Absolutely. Well, I think that about wraps it up from us then. Thanks to everyone who came along, and we'll see you next week in the finals.
GG's, thanks for watching.
Catches.